Alright, flip the screen. Y'all are lacking. Alright, welcome to the Crypto Boss Ninja channel. Let's look at the charts. I don't want to end the stream yet. We just started. Let's look at the Fear and Greed Index. And where's that at? It's over here. The Fear and Greed Index. Right here. We are sitting at 75 in greed. So do be careful. We are sitting at 75 in the greed. If we go over and look at Bitcoin, starting on the weekly time frame, waiting for my Wi-Fi to load. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. I'm going to lose my shit. Let's go. Come on. Something at some point will load, I hope. It says it's connected. I don't know why it's... Let's just refresh it, maybe? I don't know. Try this again. Alright, so eventually we're going to get there. Alright, so starting on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin. Now all of my support and resistance is gone, so what's going on with that? Okay, there we go. I don't know why the Coinbase chart has nothing. But anyways, so we have weekly support down here, $65,600, $65,500 on Bitcoin. If we close a weekly candle tomorrow above $65,500, I will be looking for another green week on Bitcoin. So right now, the weekly chart is in a downtrend on the stock RSI. Be careful of that. That is just something to note. What I do like is the 3-day chart on Bitcoin. Let me go over here and refresh this page as well. And I want to kind of show you what I'm looking at on different charts for Bitcoin. Because I don't want to mess this chart up, but I do want to kind of start from scratch and show you what I see on the 3-day chart without the indicators. So if I can do that. So I will just remove all of these indicators. And we're going to start from scratch. So to me, the 3-day chart on Bitcoin is bullish. Let me just record this really quick. So the 3-day chart for Bitcoin looks bullish to me. This is a bull flag. I like this to be black. And honestly, I am looking for a bull pennant or bull flag forming here on the 3-day chart for Bitcoin. The measure move would take you, let's just see, the measure move for this 3-day chart on Bitcoin takes you up to 100,000 exactly. What in the fudge? What just happened? Holy Jesus. Alright, so the 3-day chart on measure move does take you up to $100,000 Bitcoin. That 3-day chart says 100,000 is possible. That's the measure move just above that $101,000 on Bitcoin. That would be pretty crazy. You have a local low down there at 60,584, and we know that 65,500 is weekly support. So if we close a weekly candle tomorrow above that, I'm bullish. So as long as you hold 65,500 on the weekly time frame, I'm looking for this flag to play out to the upside. That's about a 30% move, 35% move to the upside on Bitcoin. About 100k Bitcoin is going to be psychological resistance, and that is the measure move. We'll see what happens. That's my update for Bitcoin. Really quick, really fast. And if you guys enjoy this, appreciate it if you hit the like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next update. Alright, I'll post that after the live stream is over. But that's kind of crazy. That's the first time I've charted that pattern on that time frame. So 100,000 is possible probably after the halving on Bitcoin. By the way, the halving is in about a month. And I really do not understand why there's no where everyone's at. So too many candles in the flagpole. I don't even know what that means. That doesn't make any sense. That's not how that works. But okay, pretend like you know what you're talking about. The daily chart is overbought, so it's likely before you move to the upside, this continues to fill out the pattern, and that you come back to the bottom of the pattern around that $66,000 level, which really is only about a $3,000 move to the downside. Now that you look at the daily chart, I guess you can kind of adjust it a little bit, but still, you're at the top of the pattern now, so it's likely, and you have overbought stochastics on the daily, it's likely you come back to the bottom of the pattern, but as long as you hold 65,500, which would be below this pattern, I'm still bullish on the move to the upside longer term. Short term, it probably needs to pull back down to 66K or so, or the weekly support, but that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin out of that measured move. To me right now, Bitcoin does look more bullish if you look at the smaller time frames than Ethereum. Bitcoin is well above the 200-day smooth moving average, and it's been above that ever since you broke out back here on the 24th. So what, 6 days ago, you've been above it. You would have entered the trade around 66K, and you'd still be in the trade. That would be a nice trade. Whereas Ethereum on that same time frame is below that. So to me, Ethereum is due for a major pump. It doesn't look like it's ready quite yet. That's what I'm looking at for the Bitcoin market. I was in a BCH trade, and I did get out of that in a small profit. BCH I still think looks hot to me. I had this in this flag right here, this falling wedge, this bull pennant, whatever you want to call it. The measure move is 680 on BCH, and really it's still valid because you haven't lost the last low, which was at 590. If BCH holds 590, it's likely this thing continues to the upside. Longer term. What I don't like on the really smaller time frames, such as the 1 hour, is the fact you are getting close to being overbought, making a lower high. But I bet the 4 hour chart's oversold. Yes, it is. 4 hour chart's just about to rip. So really, BCH could be a nice altcoin trade for a move to the upside. We'll see what happens, but BCH does look good right now for another move up. Math, what are you talking about? Which coin are you talking about? So BCH does look bullish to me. Measure move would be 680. That's just one of the trades I'm talking about. And this is a trade I put out in my trading group. But yeah, it's something I'm looking for is a move to 680. So I might honestly wait until the trade. We'll see what happens. It depends if Bitcoin can. I'll probably, if I do enter this trade, it'll probably be on Monday because I don't know if I want to trade weekends. That just is a bunch of chop. I bet if you get this move, it would become like Monday or something. We'll see what happens, or Tuesday, sometime next week. It doesn't have to be. It's an altcoin. It can do whatever it wants. But there's a lower volume on the weekends, especially as we get closer to the summertime. But yeah. Watch the weekly bearish divergence. Are you talking about BCH or Bitcoin or what? I mean, technically, this was a long time ago. There was weekly. Yeah. Let's go over to. I didn't see Bitcoin bearish divergence, but we'll go back and look. I'll have to refresh this page again. I don't know why it's making me do this. I've never had to do this before. I don't know what's going on. But I guess we'll refresh them and go from there. I mean, there was bearish divergence a long time ago. As of recently, I don't see any bearish divergence on Bitcoin. We'll see what happens. Anything's possible. So, back here, there's bearish divergence. You made a higher high where the RSI made a lower high. But overall, I don't see bearish divergence right now. At least not on the 3-day or on the weekly. Not even really on the daily. So, I don't know. If you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I just want to give you guys a quick update. I'll be back live technically Monday. It's going to be another late stream, actually, or I'll go live earlier because I do work Monday night. So, and I know people work on Monday, so I will plan on going live Monday at 10 p.m. Central Time, so an hour later than now. That's kind of probably what I'm going to have to plan on doing. Or maybe it'll be 9 p.m. It'll be 9 or 10 p.m. Central Time. I'll let you guys know in my Telegram group. But it'll be later, another later stream come Monday. But that's kind of my update. Bitcoin, super short term, probably needs to revisit the weekly support at 65.5 to confirm it as support, or 66K to go to the bottom of that pattern on the smaller time frames, which we did on the Coinbase chart. So you're at the top of the pattern right now, in my humble opinion, and now you need to go back to the bottom of the pattern. But longer term, this is a bull pennant, and the measure move is 100,000. So like in a month, I'd be very surprised if Bitcoin is still below. Like I think in the next month, It's very likely that Bitcoin makes a new all-time high, probably much sooner. We'll see what happens. And I guess if you look at the really small time frames, such as the 1 hour chart, 1 hour chart has another flag that could rip to the upside. So it's possible the 1 hour chart pushes you to the upside out of this pattern, but I think it's less likely because the higher time frames do need some sort of pullback like the daily. So we'll see what happens. But the 1 hour says you could pump to 81. To me, it's the weekend. I see that as unlikely, but that is the measure move on the 1 hour chart. Thank you for the follow. Bitcoin will make an all-time high. It was a healthy pullback, so that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Gary Network. Yes, I will. Why crypto? Gary Network. Let's go look at it. Gairi. Gary Network on OKX. Let's look at it really quickly. Wow. This thing looks like it's in the dumps, but okay. So the 3-day chart right now is in a downtrend. That's not a good sign. The weekly chart is getting close to being overbought. Let's go to the 2-day chart. 2-day chart. To me, the 2-day chart is trying to put a higher low in. Your previous low on the 2-day was right here at 275. So as long as you stay above 275, this is bullish to me on the 2-day chart. But if you zoom way out, it's really down the dumps. But I guess ever since like September of last year, it's been an uptrend ever so slightly. So to me, technically, it doesn't look horrible. The weekly chart does, but the daily, it doesn't look that bad. The daily is also trying to put a higher low in, so to me, that also looks good. It's above the 21-day moving average. You're above the 200 as well. You had the golden cross actually on the daily way back here in December. So to me, technically, the daily doesn't look horrible. The 12-hour chart also had a golden cross right recently in March 24th, about 5-6 days ago. So it's possible this does continue to the upside. You really would like to see it stay above the 21-day moving average. Also, I would say that on the smaller time frames, this is acting as support at 3.3 cents. So if you stay above 3.3 cents, it's likely this continues to the upside. It also looks like you have a local high there at 4.8. So resistance at 4.849 on Gary coin. So if you stay above 3.3, it's likely you go and revisit those highs at 4.849. If you break that, then I'm looking for 6 cents. And that's Gary coin in a nutshell. Very quick analysis, but that is how it's looking. It doesn't look horrible, actually. I don't know if I would personally not touch it because the bigger time frames like the weekly doesn't look good, but the smaller time frames do give you a chance for a move to the upside. To me, it's too small of a coin. I don't know about it, but that's a trade setup, I suppose, if you want to take it. If you stay above 3.3, take the long up to 4.8 and then above, and then to 6 cents. We'll see what happens. The chart says it's very possible, but it's high risk because it's an altcoin. Thank you for the follow, Takesha. So that's what we're looking out on Gary coin. Let's go look at Gala coin now. So Gala coin, let's go look at it. Starting on the weekly time frame for Gala. Weekly time frame is in a downtrend, but the higher time frame, it looks like it's kind of consolidating, going sideways, and the fact that it is, so that's a good sign for Gala. The 3-day chart, RSI needs to come down further, so just be careful. The 2-day chart is trying to get the balance but struggling. Again, be careful. The daily chart is where I will stop. The daily chart's making a lower high, so it's likely that you're trying to make a bull pennant here, but you're at the top of the pattern, so it's likely you come revisit the bottom of the pattern before you get a move to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at. The bottom of the pattern for Gala coin would be around that 5.7, 5.8 cent area. So that's not a major move down. I would basically say as long as you hold this last local low here at 4.9 or 5 cents, you could say it's likely this continues up. If you lose 5 cents, it's game over, and you're going to probably come back down and revisit this last local low here at 3.3 on Gala. So it's pretty much that simple. If you stay above 5 cents, I see more upside. And if you do stay above 5 cents, I see the measured move being from the last local high to really the last major local low on Gala. You would be looking for about a 12 to 13 cent Gala. If you want to be conservative, I would say 12 cents, but that is a measured move. 12.8 officially is the measured move on Gala. If you stay above 5 cents, I see 12.8 in the cards. Not financial advice. I do think super short term you need to move back to 5.5, but Gala does look like it wants to get a move to the upside. We'll see what happens. that the trade setup, I like this trade setup a lot more because it's a higher market cap coin than the one we just looked at. But that's a Gala trade. If you guys want it, I gave it to you for free. It's likely that plays out. Bitcoin can stay above 65.5. Thank you for the share, and can we take a look at Bitcoin? I already did Bitcoin. And if you guys missed it, check us out on YouTube, CryptoBoss Andrew on YouTube. You guys can rewatch the live stream there. But yeah, that's kind of all I got. Right now we have one person watching on YouTube. So yeah, I gave you 2 trade setups tonight that I like, BCH and Gala. And if you missed it, then I'm sorry you missed it. But you can always rewatch the stream, so you really should never miss it, actually. I will be back live again. For people that just joined it, I do want to let you guys know I will be live Monday at 9 or 10 p.m. Central Time, and I'll decide officially Monday. I'll let you guys know in the Telegram group, which is free to join, but it will be another later stream, but I will be live Monday night. So that's the 2 trade-ups I gave you, BCH and Gala. To me, I kind of like both of them, you know? As long as Bitcoin can hold 65.5 and we don't see a major dump, I think both can play out. BCH would be a tighter stop loss, so that's a more conservative, safer trade, but it's also a higher chance you get stopped out. If you took the BCH trade, your stop would be like 590, and it's at 600 right now. If you took the Gala trade, there's more downside, but there's probably more upside as well. So, take your pick. Gala is probably higher risk, but it's higher reward. So, that's the 2 setups I gave you. I like both of them, and I probably like Gala a little bit more, but we'll see what happens. So, yeah, thank you for the likes, and, so, what is Bitcoin doing on this really small time? First, let me go zoom in really quick and kind of see. It's trying to get back up to 200, so that's a good sign. I love trading the 33-minute time frame. We'll see what happens, but Bitcoin does look good to me right now. It just does. So we'll see what happens. I gave you the Bitcoin setup as well if you watched the beginning of the stream. But the Bitcoin plays nice. These altcoins can play out to the upside. I can't believe I'm looking at a possible measure move of 100 grand on Bitcoin, but I think 100 grand is going to happen very quickly for Bitcoin, like sometime this year. I'm not going to get overly bullish, but 100,000 Bitcoin I think is very likely to play out this year. I would say like a 70% chance we see a $100,000 Bitcoin, or maybe slightly higher this year. But again, you still have 9 months left in the year, so it could take 9 months for it to go up 30%. We'll see what happens. Thank you guys for the likes. But that is kind of what we're looking at on Bitcoin. If you guys have a request for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below. As we get more people in here, I am going to request that you send some gifts if you want me to look at altcoin. I did some for free, but yeah. Or you go over to YouTube and watch me there, and then I'll do it there. But that's kind of my analysis. If Bitcoin holds 65,500 on the weekly time frame, we are going to see a $100,000 Bitcoin sometime in the next few months probably. It probably won't even take all year. If this measure move does play out on the daily time frame for this bull flag on Bitcoin, it's likely that we see the 100,000 probably within the next 3 to 6 months. Not I don't think it would take 9 months to happen, but anything's possible. So if Bitcoin holds 65.5 here, it's very likely we see 100,000 this year on Bitcoin, if not in the next few months. So really the next few days and hours really are important, because if you lose 65.5, I'd be looking for more downside Bitcoin. But if you hold it, well, then you could be bullish for the next few weeks and months on Bitcoin. The weekly chart is overbought on Bitcoin, and as is the monthly, but the smaller time frames look bullish to me, like the 3 days just getting started. So I really think Bitcoin can take a big move to the upside here. I think you need a little more downside action to come to the bottom of this pattern. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. And if you stay above 65.5, I'm looking for a way bigger move coming up to 6 figures on Bitcoin possibly. Nothing's guaranteed, so use a stop loss at all times, but that's just kind of what I'm looking at personally in Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's bullish, I think a lot of coins will have a nice move to the upside. So it's pretty much that simple. The 4-hour chart on BCH looks beautiful. I already talked about it a little bit. I don't like the 1 hour. That is getting, but the 4-hour chart on BCH tells me 680 is likely, as long as you hold 590 and don't make a lower low. So that's what I'm looking at on that. We can go look at Ethereum. Let's go look at Ethereum. Yeah, let's go look at Ethereum. So Ethereum started on the weekly time frame. It's above the 21-day moving average. It's above the 200. I think Bitcoin is as well in the weekly. The weekly is coming down just like Ethereum. The 3-day chart has the chance to get started. It hasn't gotten started yet, but it's trying. The 3-day chart is oversold, though. That's a good sign. Let's see if the 2-day is getting loved. See, the 2-day is struggling. That tells me the 3-day isn't ready yet. The daily is also making a lower high, so it's likely, even though I think Ethereum is way overdue for a pump against Bitcoin, it's likely that the daily is saying, no, I'm not ready. You're struggling right now. It's likely, in my humble opinion, that you really get rejected here and come further to the downside. So this is kind of not a good sign. I know that 35.50 is also resistance, and you've been struggling to stay above it for like several days now, and it's kind of been just chop. But the daily is making a lower high, or it's about to at least. The 12-hour chart, 12-hour could make a higher low, but I don't like where the daily is at. So we'll see what happens. The 12-hour is above the 200, but you're getting rejected multiple times now off of 35.50. You could even say 3600 really. And then, so if you don't get back above, we'll say 3,600, I'm looking for a move back to 3,000 on Bitcoin or on Ethereum. It's just likely. And Bitcoin, if Bitcoin goes to 66K for a bullish retest at the bottom of the trend line, then it's likely that Ethereum could see 3,000 again or 3,100. So we'll see what happens. But you do have support on Ethereum at 3050. So if you can't get back above 3550 or 3,600, I'd be looking for a move back to 3050 on Ethereum, which I don't know if I'd short that. Maybe I would if I see the right signals. But right now it's so much chop on Ethereum, it's just kind of hard to trade. The 1-hour chart for Ethereum says you could get a move to the upside. You're above the 200, so we'll see what happens. But if you don't break 3550 and stay above it, or even 3600, really, I don't see any more upside. So I think 3550 is the biggest resistance on Ethereum. So if you don't stay above 3550 and close like at least a daily candle above it, I'm looking for a move back to the downside on Ethereum. It's pretty much that simple. 3550 is major resistance as far as I can see it. And if you can't stay above it, then there's really a nice short possibly incoming for Ethereum. The 33-minute time frame is making a lower high, so it's very possible and likely you make a move back to the downside. We'll see what happens. But Ethereum right now, RSI is making a lower high. You're below the 200. This could be a nice short coming up for Ethereum, and then maybe later tonight. And honestly, I probably would take it because it's just been struggling. So right now, Ethereum looks very likely to go back to that lower $3,000 range. So if Bitcoin goes to 66K, Ethereum is probably going back to 3K, and that's just how it is. So yeah, that's my analysis on Ethereum. Oh, the bottom indicator? Hold on. First of all, I don't know why some of these comments are being filtered out. Some of them maybe should be, but most of them are not. Litecoin, yes, probably going to get back above. So anyways, the bottom indicator is basically telling me where this bearish divergence, because I'm trying to still learn that. So right here, you made a higher high in price action, but the RSI made a lower high. So that is bearish divergence. Bearish divergence is when the price makes a higher high in price action, but the RSI makes a lower high. And bullish divergence would be when the RSI makes a higher low and the price makes a lower high. So that's, yeah. So now you didn't get much of a dip. Well, you kind of got a nice dip on it. You went from 36.80. You went down $200. That's not bad, honestly. So you got some move down on the 33-minute time frame with the bearish divergence, but yeah, that's what that is. I see Litecoin going to well above 110 this cycle. Bitcoin, where it's at. Thoughts on Jasmine? I'm bullish on Jasmine. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I am bullish on Jasmine. So it's actually likely that this BCH trade, even though the 4 chart's oversold, I don't know if I'd take it because I don't like what I'm seeing on Bitcoin and Ethereum. I would personally not be trading anything long right now. That is not financial advice, but I just wouldn't be. I mean, that's just me speaking. So the higher time frames for Bitcoin look really bullish to me. Smaller time frames look really bearish. So I'll leave it at that. We'll see what happens. Anything's possible, but yeah. Anyways, guys, that's all I got. I'll be back live Monday, 9 or 10 p.m. Central Time. I'll let you guys know on the Telegram group and in my trading group as well. Until then, trade safe. Have a great weekend. I'm going to go have some dinner. I haven't had dinner yet, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm looking for some probably sideways price action or slight downside on Bitcoin this weekend, but that's what I'm looking at. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, trade safe. Have a great weekend. And again, I'll see you guys Monday, 9 to 10 p.m. Central Time. Until then, see ya. Happy Easter, by the way. You know, Jesus has risen. All right. See you guys in the next one.